redshirt senior quarterback Kurtis Rourke. We'll start with Mike and then go to Zach.
Hey, Curtis, is Coach Shanahan's play calling approach in the red zone different from offensive coordinators you've had in the past? Is he more aggressive? Just kind of talk maybe about that style he has when you get close to the end zone.
Yeah, I think it depends on the strengths of the offense and how we can attack him best that week. I really like Coach Shanahan's mindset and the way he approaches different plays, and one of the reasons why I wanted to come here in the first place. And so definitely the way that he calls plays and has been our red zone success has attributed to that, and they've rhymed and merry, and so yeah, coaches definitely play a big part in that for sure.
We'll go to Zach and then Jack.
I asked Aiden this too. You guys have, not been shy this year about talking about the expectations you have for yourselves. But were there any moments, whether it's spring, summer, preseason, during the season, when you kind of looked around and it went from ambition to confidence, just sort of saying, we believed we could do this. Now I know we can do this. Now I know that we're the kind of team that can reach that stage, can play at that level.
Yeah, I would say, kind of the first, second week of fall camp, honestly. We had a lot of new pieces in the spring, and so kind of trying to understand the offense, trying to understand the way everything works, and understand, the players around each other and stuff. And so it was tough in the spring a couple times with just getting time and chemistry and all that, and then progressing through the summer and getting to fall camp. We really hit stride. We're playing against one of the best defenses in the league, and we knew that they were going to be really good this year. And so when we started to move the ball on them and make some plays, I think that built confidence in ourselves, knowing that we can execute at such a high level against a really good defense. And so that just continued on, and as the season went on, we just really built confidence every week.
We'll go Jack on your left and then Zach B.
Yeah, Curtis, it looks like it might snow in South Bend on Friday. What did you learn about facing Purdue in terms of what it takes to handle that, throwing in the snow, things like that, managing that during a game? And do you have much experience of that when you were at Ohio?
I actually never played in snow, like when it was actually snowing. I've definitely played in some really cold games in my college career. Played at Buffalo last year. That was not fun. But, it was, I always try to keep the mindset of, not letting the environment affect me and just going out and executing and playing. And, if I feel comfortable enough in, what I'm wearing, there shouldn't be any issue in everything moving forward. And so, I thought at Purdue was a really awesome environment, having the snow fall down in the stadium. That was really cool. And, snow games are pretty fun itself. And so looking forward to it if that's the case. So.
We'll go Zach B on your right and then Adam.
Yeah, how do you balance kind of just focusing on the game ahead, focusing on Notre Dame, but also kind of balancing that with your sixth-year guy and just soaking in the moment for what could potentially be your final college football game?
Yeah, that's a good question. I really, have cherished this year, cherished all my years in college, and just knowing that this could be, the last possible college game. It definitely comes to my mind, but also I'm taking that as a positive and motivating that this is one more chance to have a great opportunity to play with the guys and this team that's been so successful, and just really using it to motivate me to even more than I already have to go out there and just have fun, enjoy it, and we'll talk about my last college game in 4 games. So there you go.
We'll go third row on your left, Adam and Pete.
Curtis, it's been decades since Indiana and Notre Dame have played, whether it's in the building or on campus and in the community. Do you sense a buzz about renewing this rivalry on such a big stage?
Yeah, I think so. I think it comes with this game comes with a lot of different things. The history, obviously, in-state rival as well, and then just being the first game of the playoff, and so I think all those things combined, just create a lot of buzz and excitement, both inside the building and then outside, and I know we're just excited to get ready and going.
So Pete on your far left and then Will.
Curtis, I'm curious, what do you like about this offense? What makes it effective? And then how much freedom do you have to change plays? A little bit, a lot? Can you totally go 180 degrees left if you think the defense is vulnerable to that?
Yeah, I think this offense really excels because we have so many different options. We're very versatile. We got a lot of different playmakers that we can just give the ball to and play, and then be able to rotate in for more playmakers. One of the deepest offenses in the country, and guys that are always fresh and always ready to go. And it's just my job to throw and give them the ball. And so I think that's one of the big reasons why this offense is so successful. And then I know in Purdue I had a couple opportunities to change the play, kind of just completely wipe it. But for the most part, pretty confident that we have answers against any coverage, any look, based on the play that's called.
Will on your right, and then Seth.
Curtis, the few times you've been sacked this season has been unidentified blitzers or late blitzers.
Mm-hmm.
With a team like Notre Dame that's very blitz heavy, have you guys worked on pre-snap reads and kind of call outs a lot like that?
Yeah, for sure. We've worked on a lot of different blitz looks, basically everything they've done this year, and we'll be very prepared to handle anything that they throw at us.
Seth on your left, and then Daniel.
Yeah, Curtis, what makes Zach an important part of the offense? And I guess what's his off-field locker room presence like? What's he like as a teammate?
Hort?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's one of those guys that will give 110% every single game, every single play. He works harder than anybody I know. I remember watching him when I first got here when he was at JMU, and just wanting to play with a guy like that, because he's definitely some would say undersized for a tight end, but he makes his presence known for sure, and everyone on this team just really wants to play for him and be on the same team, and he's just a fun guy to be around off the field as well.
Daniel on your left, and then Todd.
I want to say it was Mike Shanahan said that the Irish kind of resemble OSU, and obviously that was not a showing I'm sure you all want to have happen again. I'm curious, when you kind of look back on that, what are the similarities there, and how do you guys kind of want to approach this?
Yeah, I think Notre Dame is a very talented team, and Ohio State is also very talented, and they do a lot of good things, and have been able to make some plays on defense, turn the ball over, or turn other teams over, and it's been tough for some offenses to move the ball, and so I think that's similar in the way they do. But I think we left some things out there at Ohio State, and things that have been corrected, and so going into Notre Dame, we're really just looking forward to executing at our level in the way that we know how to.
We'll go Todd on your left, and then the last question will come from Zoom.
Kind of a two-part question, Curtis. First of all, what does it mean to you to represent Canada on the football field? And also, as part of that, how was football kind of your path? And also, what did it mean to you the other day to finish in the top 10 in the Heisman Trophy voting?
Yeah, football in Canada is definitely rising, and it's been hard to get exposed and get exposure coming out of high school, and so very lucky that my brother was excelling already at Ohio already, so I had the foot in the door in that way, and just to get an opportunity to show what I could do, and obviously growing up in Canada, playing the Canadian football rules and all that stuff, so that was a lot of fun, but just being able to be a Canadian player and knowing that I'm able to motivate and help the younger generation in showing that you can make it to different levels and you can excel at different levels is I'm glad to be that part, and hopefully I can be a good role model to a lot of those aspiring Canadians as well, and just going off of that, just really blessed and honored and thankful just to be in the conversation and be in the top 10, the Heisman. A year ago around this time, I committed to come here, and I never would have thought that I could be at in the top 10, and so that's just, it means a ton. A tribute to everything, to the coaches and the players around me to help me get to that point and get to this point, and just ready to continue this journey on.
And last one come from Zoom, Dave Naylor of TSN.
Dave. I know Dave.
Curtis, Dave Naylor here. I know when you committed to Indiana, you said that you weren't even sure you were going to play college football. Have you had any sort of moments along the way where you've stopped to think how close all of this came to never actually happening, and how does that perspective change the way you think about the opportunity that's before you this week?
Yeah, I going back to a year ago and deciding to see what was out there in the transfer portal, and then deciding if I wanted to do that or go to the draft and kind of just bet on myself in that way. Looking back, I mean, I'm glad I made the decision to come here, but it just showed me and put in perspective, how amazing God is, and that His plan is always turns out for good in the end, no matter what it is. And so just trusting Him, no matter what, and that whatever happens this week, that I gave Him my all and play for His glory and all, and just be grateful that I'm able to be playing the 6th year at Indiana against Notre Dame. So just very grateful.
Great. Thanks, Curtis.
Thanks, guys.